Hi, my name is Jaden. I decided for my capstone project to sit for the National Strength and Conditioning Association Tactical Strength and Conditioning Facilitator exam. As I stated, this is a certification exam, so my project was mainly spent studying, just getting ready to sit for the exam, which I will do in a few days. The review process mainly looked at various exercise science principles, so everything that has been covered in studying for a master's program already. So you have basic anatomy and physiology, looking at the cardiopulmonary system, endocrine system, and the musculoskeletal system primarily. You also have other exercise science principles such as programming, periodization, resistance exercise techniques, how to formulate various cardiovascular programs, etc. And then also bioenergetics, so understanding what energy systems are being used when and how the tactical population benefits from different types of training. And then there was also some non-exercise science related things such as organization, setting up a gym, going over some legal liabilities and whatnot. So as a result, a lot of it was just review, going over and making sure that everything was well solidified in my mind and that I knew everything, but I didn't necessarily learn any new details. The coursework that they had me go over through the textbook in preparation for this exam did have me look at specific examples and applications to tactical athletes. As I've studied for my bachelor's and now my master's, a lot of things are focused on either general population or athletes, as in, preparing for a specific sport. So seeing how some of these principles apply to a tactical population, especially in periodization, where, you're not necessarily working towards a peak season, but they need to be at their best essentially all year round, and how to apply various periodization models to help them constantly be ready, but also not burn them out and overtrain them. So that was definitely, I think, one of the most interesting things that I saw, because it's just not something I ever really thought about in any of my other studies. And as a result of this class, I do believe that I would be prepared to train various tactical populations, and that would be the clinical outcome from this project is just the ability to help serve this population. As I said previously, this exam, while definitely made me do a deep dive into a lot of subjects, didn't really teach me anything new in the way of content. After studying for a master's in this topic, going over some of the basics again wasn't really new. I already knew all of it. It was more so just making sure that I was confident in all of the materials. But I definitely did take away things from this assignment and from this project. The first one is time management. In undergrad and even in high school, I was always very on top of my schoolwork, always very on top of my studies, and I often had things done early and I was always well prepared. Since being in grad school in general, I found that is not always the case. But I also have more responsibilities that I'm juggling now while I'm in school than I ever did back in undergrad. So time management was definitely hard, making sure that I was setting aside time to read my chapters and to actually then study the material and prepare for the exam was quite difficult. I have a lot going on, and there were definitely times where I deprioritized school and getting all of my stuff done and was prioritizing more of my other responsibilities. So time management was definitely a key takeaway, and just making sure that whenever you take on a project that you stick to your plans and make a plan. I also learned the importance of knowledgeable strength and conditioning staff for tactical groups. I didn't realize just how underutilized they are and how many undereducated people are responsible for training these populations, and how often they're getting injured as a result. So as a result of this, I really feel like I grew a passion for helping this population even more than I already had. And yeah, just really think that all tactical populations would benefit from somebody with this certification, or even just any sort of exercise science knowledge.